Not even 1 minute can end up before you come around.
Okay. Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel, Confessions of a Recovering System, WLU edition. We are here with our second episode of our 3-part video podcast, and today we are here with Steph. Going to again explore the ALC. Last episode we talked to Megan, who worked at the ALC, and today we're going to talk to someone who uses the resource at the ALC. So we'll get into a little bit about who you are, and then we'll dive into it.
Who I am. So obviously I'm Steph. I'm a third-year student in communications. I'm from Toronto and love Laurier. I work at the hop desk. I teach with Taylor. We do some group exercise classes. More importantly, obviously in the academic world. I've been on a couple clubs and extracurriculars, but I think what keeps me motivated and driven to have that work-life balance is especially with the ALC. They have been very helpful since I started in first year.
Oh, can you just go a little bit deeper into maybe what your affiliation is with the Accessible Learning Center?
Yes, I'd be happy to. So in order to get involved with the ALC, you obviously have to show documentation.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So especially because I know there's a lot of, I don't want to say controversy, but people do question if you're in class and they're saying, why do you get a note taker, or
so
why
you do have a note taker?
I do.
Okay.
So maybe to give some background to the services I have is I have a note taker. Just that helps with the speed in which I can memorize and understand the information. I'm better to listen auditorily, so I'll sit in class, the professor will speak, and then I'll be more engaged rather than writing, so that I can focus better. Then I get extra time with my exams, as well as I can type out my exams or any notes that I do need. So that is a little bit of the background, or even bringing in, if I was to be in any math courses, to bring in a math memory aid. Luckily communications, I dismissed that purposely. And yeah, so that's a little bit about the services I use.
So note taker, you get to
Have extra time.
Yeah.
I write in
write note exams.
so that
type out.
Yeah, type out exams, and then I'll write in a different room. So I've actually never wrote in a gym before
Really?
since high school.
Yeah. And you've had that right from the get-go when you started.
Yeah, so since Laurier, and actually I would say I'm really grateful for my high school experience. They did a great accessible center and accommodations program there. So I know when I was actually looking into schools, that was one of the main things I was looking for, is a school that had services that could help me thrive within an academic setting, knowing that I had those accommodations.
That's really cool. Yeah. Did a lot of universities have that, or was it kind of a hit or miss?
Unfortunately not. I have some really good friends at Queen's, and again they were experiencing, not to call out any universities, but to give some specific. And my friend, she all throughout first year, it was again a tug of war for her to get her accommodation services. That she started in September and she only got her accommodation services, so similar to mine, maybe by second term finals. So
really?
That would I say around April, May.
And do you apply for this before you go to university? Or?
So you apply to your university, and then once you get in, then that's how you can set up your accommodations.
So that's super speedy for Laurier.
Yeah.
To get that set up for you right away. For first semester, you were set.
Oh, I was set.
Laurier Queen.
So actually in the summer I came to get it all set up. So I'd say by June, July, August, they were already emailing and saying how can we set you up, how can we get you into classes that you might enjoy and be more engaged in. So
that's awesome.
I actually have a question. Did they give you a starter pack or something when you started? Did they give you some I don't know, anything to introduce you to the school? I've heard about that.
So great question, the starter pack. From my memory, I don't remember having one, but again, they were really readily available for any questions I had to get me set up. But I would say equivalent of a starter pack was just getting me set up with the note taker.
Right. And that makes a lot of sense. I mean, that must have really helped your transition from high school to here, especially when you're looking for those resources. It's so hard if you don't have those resources. Like, how do you, when you go to class, you're like, I need help, but I don't know what to do. So that's really nice.
Especially, I think, looking back in my high school, because it did have those accommodation services, then I was able to use those skills I learned and like kind of continue that foundation here. One of them I would say is like definitely going to the professor's hours was huge, and the ALC was that middle ground between connecting me with my profs, especially if you did have any nerves at first.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
makes sense. Okay, do you want to go on to the next question?
Yeah. So how have these resources assisted or enhanced your experience at Laurier, or even outside, like looking for jobs or anything like that?
So first thing I could think of automatically is that when someone's presenting, so i.e. the prof or even students, I find I can't focus on both things at once. So if someone's presenting as well as writing notes, then it's too much multitasking. So I find that with the note taker, I'm able to sit and be fully engaged in class. I still write notes because obviously writing has that correlation to have that better memory, but I wouldn't say I'm as stressed with getting every detail. With that, going into the real world, I'm really engaged in discussion. So whether that's in a job interview or just even getting to know people, I find I'm actually really fixated on conversations, because in an age where we're all multitasking, digital era on our phones and stuff, I can put that away and focus on someone.
That sounds good.
How has like your note taker been? Like we were talking to Megan, I was talking about how like my notes like make sense for me, but probably no one else. So has that, like, the note taker been like a good experience, or sometimes frustrating, or how's that been?
Personally, I would say I'll use my note taker as a backup, but I still need my own notes, because everyone personalizes notes in such a way, like how you remember details, what sticks out to you versus someone else. And if you write in acronyms, if you highlight things or use capitals, so maybe I'll look over them and be like, oh, there's a detail I missed. Nonetheless, so I still need my notes just for...
So it's just like supplementary. So you'll go back if you think that you missed something.
But I won't rely on it, knowing that like how someone writes notes or learns will be different for me.
But I'm sure it like provides such a stress relief knowing
exactly.
you have that, so you're not going into your class like, holy crap, I'm gonna be so overwhelmed. Just know, like, I'm sure that's super helpful.
I will say it's interesting, and I'm not sure how effective or what you guys think of it, the system where a lot of professors are now asking for no typing of their notes. And especially for, like, it was interesting seeing Megan's interview, because a lot of people do type theirs. It's a fast, convenient way to share, and though it might not have the same memory retention, it's like the kind of
it's easiest way.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure it'd be easier to access for you than like having to read someone. Like, I can't read cursive to save my life. So if someone gave me a cursive note, I might be.
You would be able to comprehend that. So is that kind of one thing that you wish people knew about the ALC? Like, just understanding that even in professors' eyes, like, to know that they're, although the studies are there that if you write your notes out, you're going to have more retention, the computer is still that aid that a lot of people need.
It's faster, it's convenient, and just like I find a little bit more reliable. Also, I'd say something that I wish people knew is that having an IEP, so like an individualized educational program, that you have to get tested for that, and you have to do that every, I would say, couple years. It's not just graded. So when people are saying, oh, you're so lucky you get to like write it out, you're so lucky you don't have to write in the gym, I am fortunate for it, but it's also because my brain works in a different way than everyone else's. Well, everyone's brain does work differently, but I would say in a way that I'm a bit slower. So for me to do that, it puts me at a playing field at equal level. So it's kind of the different, like, equality versus equity, like the differentiation.
Right, and I didn't, before this interview, like, I didn't know that it was something that you got tested for. I thought it was something that you just simply said, like, maybe asked for,
just
exactly.
Yeah,
So I think that's super helpful, and hopefully someone
So that's something I wish people knew, that it's a way for me to kind of be equal with all students rather than surpass them. Because again, something that might take you like 30 minutes to write, I'm sitting there like, all right, how am I going to break this down? So I've learned a lot about myself in a way, and like what courses I succeed in, and how much time I really need to put into things to like do well.
Well, thanks so much for talking.
Well, thanks for all the questions, and I hope I can share a little bit more with the ALC, and it continues to grow.
Yeah, I think it was super helpful with that. Join in for our next episode, which will be with Hannah, who is going through surgery right now.
Yeah,
so
she's a recovering athlete.
We got